Welcome to another episode of Vishay and Nidhi Review Stuff. And you can see we have many screens today. I'm not Vishay and Nidhi, this is Vishay. We have with us returning champion Sanvi!
Oh,
Woohoo! Zoya! Woohoo! Oh, they have my laptop, so they have my name. Ignore that. We have returning champion wearing Spider-Man's teddy on his head. Avi! Ooh, that's much better. Aha. And we have a brand new guest
Mars.
with us. We're very excited to welcome Sia.
Hello.
So, as you can make
Thank
out by Avi's wonderful headgear, we are here. Oh, thank you,
you.
sir. That's very nice. We are here to review the latest offering from the Marvel Universe, Spider-Man, a
Brand new
brand
day.
new day. um, Full disclosure. I'm dedicated to this podcast. I love everything pop culture. I love watching stuff, reading stuff, etc. One of the many things I cannot bring myself to indulge in is superhero movies. So while we bought a ticket and we have contributed to the coffers of Marvel or whoever, I at the last minute did a cop out, did not see the movie. So I'm here more as a moderator. But we would love to hear from all the other reviewers that we have today what they thought of Spider-Man Brand New Day, directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, and of course starring Tom Holland as the titular Spider-Man, Zendaya as MJ, and many, many others in many, many roles. So let's start, like they say, age before beauty. Vishay Rama, what did you think of Spider-Man Brand New Day? Brand new day. Okay, sorry. Yes, go for it.
It went fast, enjoyable, a little too long for me, 2.5 hours. I don't know what's the new trend in English movies.
Very
They all
bad
are getting
trend.
longer and longer.
Mm.
But I would love to hear from the kids because they are the ones who've been following the series. And I believe, maybe I missed out a lot because I haven't seen the previous ones.
You're not plugged into the lore, like they say.
Mm.
You know the mota story, Spidey, radioactive
Mm.
spider, aunt, uncle.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one is gone and I don't know where. So it took some time for me to even figure out what's going on and what's happening. But yeah, I mean, I think let the true fans speak
Okay.
today.
So because we have so many guys, I will call upon you to so that you know when to speak. Let's start with Sia.
Righty. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Yes,
having me.
your first time.
I think the movie was generally pretty enjoyable. I think the story and everything, it had some essence to it. But my biggest gripe is that it's not a movie you can enjoy fully if you're not aware of a lot of deeper Spider-Man lore. So there are a lot of characters that were introduced that were in previous movies or other Marvel movies that you I think the directors assumed, okay, you know this guy's backstory and how he's connected to Spider-Man. So if you don't know those bits, and luckily I had the three of them, so we were able to brush up a little bit. But if you go in blind, you're only gonna have like a very surface level kind of story to go off of.
Mm.
But I think the effects and everything were really cool. I think very nice editing, good color grading, all of that. We watched it in 3D, which I was a little miffed by because I feel the 3D experience it's annoying with glasses and it darkens everything. But I think if it comes on an OTT platform, then you'll really enjoy how everything is edited and pieced together. That's my take.
Nice. Short and sweet and very helpful. Thank you so much. Next, we shall go to Sanvi. What did you think, Spider-Man?
I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. I was super excited for it. I love Spider-Man. He's my favorite Avenger. And I think I'm pretty tapped in with most of the lore. So a lot of like the character appearances made a lot of sense to me. My main gripe was that it was really, really dead theater. Like no one was hooting and hollering. And I was like, oh,
Oh,
so sad. I'm so sad about that. But
the gripe was with the audience, not the filmmakers.
yeah, probably.
Hmm.
But I do understand. I think the movie is a little bit too long. I expected like a little bit more for the after credit scene. I mean, I thought it was really cool. It was really epic. But at the same time, I was hoping for just a little bit more at the end than the Spidey tracker. But bless you. It was a really cool movie. I loved all the references. I loved all the callbacks. However, I wanted to see more of Ned and Peter Parker together. And I wanted to see more of like the Hulk. It's like he was such a big part of it. He was there for like maybe 20 minutes and then he vanished, and that was really
Who's
sad.
that?
The
Hulk.
Bruce
Hulk,
The
Bruce Banner.
The
Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Oh,
Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner's in the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's in the movie, and they set it up to make it look like he's gonna be a main character, but he's like barely there for 20 minutes, and then he gets sent to a psych ward, and we don't hear about him for the rest of the movie. And it's like it's kind of
In the
weird
side scene.
considering, yeah, considering he's a main character, I was kind of like, that was kind of sad. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good Spider-Man movie.
Cool. Avi, what did you think?
So Spider-Man has been my favorite superhero. I've watched all of the movies, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland's, and this one, I must say, I did not enjoy it as much as I did the other ones. Because first of all, a key factor of the Spider-Man movies and universe is his comedy and his relatability. That he's a high school kid. He's kind of awkward, all these funny situations, and this movie is really lacking that because he's fully grown. He does not much comedy. It's not very light. It's extremely somber, and we don't really see much of Peter Parker's awkwardness. Instead, we just see him going through a lot of pain and difficulty. And so yeah, I was actually very excited with the Punisher, having the Punisher and Jean Grey and the Hulk, though yeah, the Hulk was a little uninvolved. And actually, fun fact, this movie, The Brand New Day, is actually the name of one of Spider-Man's comics. And there's a certain scene in the movie where the Punisher's holding Spider-Man, which is exactly drawn how it's supposed to be in the comics. And even in the start, there's a scene which is actually how the cover page of the first Spider-Man is drawn. But then, like Sia said, if you don't know all of this, then it doesn't really make sense to you. And then, yeah, I think this is a very common opinion that we missed a lot of Ned, MJ, and Peter's chemistry. And also, I felt like it was a little. There were too many plot twists and dynamics, and it became kind of strange and hard to follow. And I didn't like that, like all the mind control, and there were two major battles. But otherwise, it was a good movie and it had a lot of nice effects. But I did not like Spider-Man's new suit. Yeah.
Oh,
Same,
okay.
same.
Interesting. But it really seems like all of you saying it's, if you're a Spider-Man completist, like if you know the comic, if you know the thing, it's much more enjoyable. Okay, Zoya, what did you think?
Finally. Okay. So,
You
I really
saved the best for last.
okay. I really liked it. Um, I think that they put a lot of the characters in, and like everyone said, you wouldn't really connect with it unless you knew exactly how they were related. So, but I still think that they put a lot of the characters in. I don't think they should have fit so much into the movie, because I feel like if they could have made it a little shorter or a little lighter and funnier, then people would enjoy it more, because it's very complicated to like understand or retell, because you have to keep stopping and saying, wait, that happened before and everything. But I really liked it. One thing I did like was that they used mind control, which
Mm.
just seems really fascinating to me. And that, like, um also it was a little bit funny. Like, there were things that were amusing, but not in the normal comedy of Spider-Man, in a different way. So I think they were trying something new, like something more somber. But one thing which really annoyed me was there wasn't a lot of time to soak in the feeling that you were having. Like, if something really sad happened, immediately they would just snap back into action or into something funny. And you didn't really get enough time to go in. And another thing that I didn't really like was that, like, it it was it kept on changing. Like, after the first half of the movie, we thought that, like, oh, okay, finally everything's over and we can just like chill. But the real thing was that they had to realize that, like, someone lied to someone else, and this happened and that happened. And honestly, it was a little bit tiring. And finally, the graphics were really, really, really detailed and like bright. But I still think that it might have been a little too much, like, to stare at.
Interesting. So you're saying that there was just too much packed in, and maybe they can follow Coco Chanel's advice, which is like take a few things off before you leave the house. But imagine, and one of the reasons I didn't go actually was because of the runtime. I just sorry cannot sit through anything more than 2 hours. I mean, it should be 1.5 hours is I think my sweet spot, and like I keep telling all the filmmakers, they don't listen to me. 90 minutes. That's your
Oh,
challenge. Get it done.
And for those who are watching it and want to stay back after the credits, do not do it. The only thing that happens is a screen showing Spider-Man will be back, right? There's
also, the thing
nothing
is that,
else.
yeah.
Huh?
Even though it's 2 hours, they make it feel even longer because when a movie ends, they have that main final battle and then everything ends well. But they had that and then they repeated it once again, which made it feel a lot longer than 2 hours. So yeah.
Yeah.
Avi, you mentioned a lot of other Spider-Man movies, and I'm
Yeah,
assuming you've seen them all.
yeah, yeah.
So two questions, and then of course everyone else can also answer. How much would you rate this movie out of 10? And which has been your favorite Spider-Man movie so far?
So I would rate this movie a 8 on 10. Which is kind,
After all that criticism.
which is yeah, it's low for me. Usually Spider-Man is like 9.5, and my favorite Spider-Man movie would be I think it's the Spider-Man 3 of Tobey Maguire with Venom because that was a really good movie.
Hmm.
Yeah. And then I also
What about
like the one with Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, and Spider-Man all coming through the same one. Spider-Man, yeah. No
No
Way
Way
Home.
Home.
No Way
CIU?
Home.
I would give it a 7 because I'm not a Spider-Man purist, but Spider-Man's probably the best Avenger out of them.
Hmm.
Purely because I think maybe I would recap everything and then enjoy it to boost it up to like a 9, I would say. But there are a lot of like Easter eggs that come up later that then you're like, oh, when I go back, I'm gonna watch this again.
Hmm.
So let's say 7.5. Yeah.
Not bad. Generous.
And your favorite Spider-Man ending?
Um, you know what? Probably No Way Home as well. Till the very end when he has to erase everybody's memories. I would like to shut off the movie then. That's it.
Hmm. And Sanvi?
Uh, I would give it a 8. I would give it an 8 too. I think it's really cool. The costume just upset me. I was like, ugh, I didn't like the blue color and I didn't like the fit. The costume really annoyed me. But actually, I'll give it an 8.5 because he was wearing a juicy tracksuit at some point. So he gets a point.
Really?
Yeah, he was in a
Home.
juicy couture
10
tracksuit
seconds.
at some point. It
Hmm.
was
Oh,
It
he
was
was
amazing.
it was a small
spotted.
joke.
I've never been happier in a movie theater. It's awesome. I'm a big Juicy enthusiast. But my favorite, if we're talking about like Tom Holland, I would say would be maybe the first Spider-Man movie that he did. I really like that one. And then if we're talking about Spider-Man in general, then definitely Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. The animated ones are excellent.
The multiverse.
Zoe.
Okay, so uh I think I'd give it um an 8.7. Yeah, an 8.7 because I feel like it checked off most of the things that I expected from the movie, but I still feel like it could have been more funny or more entertaining, like seat
Hmm.
edge of your seat. And the my favorite Spider movie so far was probably unanimated. The Tom Holland one, No Way Home. I really like that one. And then I also like the first one because they introduced Spider-Man, and the animated ones because those were super fun and I understood those ones and I watched them completely.
Okay, quick question, Zoya, and think fast.
Okay.
Which was your favorite scene from this movie?
In this movie. Oh, probably um,
Well, I'm sorry, I have another question, but only one or two of you can answer because we are on a clock. Uh, what about Zendaya? I'm hearing that she just didn't get a big enough role. Is that everyone
Yeah.
agree?
I think she
And
was in the
and
movie because she's his wife.
No, she got the role of MJ on her own 10 years
And
ago.
also
Yeah.
her acting was not as good as her usual acting because no it's not actually it's not her fault completely because usually MJ knows Peter, so she's able to act in the way that she's familiar with Peter and all, but this time MJ is meeting Peter for the first time. She doesn't know Peter
Mm.
properly,
Yeah.
and that's why Zendaya kind of had to act differently, but then also it came across as a sort of weird, like it
Yeah.
was kind of Like she doesn't know this
Oh,
guy.
yeah.
So okay, so it's just like a stranger that she has to have some good
Yeah,
rapport with,
Yeah.
right? So that was awkward. So it was, I
yeah.
think, successful in the sense that it made us feel how awkward it is now that there's no memory of Peter Parker. So it was successful in that. But yeah, she wasn't able to get as chunky of a role as she would in like the other
Hmm.
Spider-Man movies, I think.
I hope she has. I mean, obviously, first of all, I don't know why they have to put a last credit scene saying Spider-Man will be back. Because Spider-Man's been coming back for like centuries. They don't have to explain to us that there's going to be a sequel. But obviously they will, and they're going to maybe wrap up the unsaid things here or sort of.
Nothing.
No, no.
Everything was wrapped up. I don't know why they had to say he'll be back. It's not like you
Yeah.
died.
No, no, there was one thing unwrapped up.
Yeah,
The last scene, Peter walks inside a coffee shop. He sees Ned sitting there. Ned doesn't know he's Spider-Man. And then he says, "Hey Ned, I'm Peter." And then they do a handshake, their best friend handshake from the old movie, even though these two don't know each other. And Ned is super surprised, and then it ends there. So I think that I don't know what
Mm.
is going
I
on
think
with
But
that.
till
that is,
that scene, Ned doesn't know that this
No.
is.
No.
No, so that's the thing is that best friend dynamic was so missing from the
Yeah.
show. Like he never revealed himself. He revealed himself to MJ, but that was accidental. Like she accidentally read the letter. So
and
it was just
Yeah.
like he was supposed to reveal himself to Ned because MJ told him to, but he doesn't do that till it ends. We never get to see that. And I think the reason it says Spider-Man will return is because I have a feeling he's gonna have a cameo in Doomsday, which is coming out in December. Because that's not a solo like film. It's like a
Other Marvel.
collaborative Avengers film.
and
What
also
will do? Oh, sorry, Zoya, you go
It's
ahead.
huge. It's like the hugest thing ever. So you Nidhi, you know, like Tony, the Robert Downey Jr., right? So
Tony
he
Stark.
he died in Endgame. He's coming back to play a villain in Doomsday. So it's
Like
like
the
huge.
Yeah.
laws of life and death mean nothing to the Marvel Universe.
No.
It's an alternate universe apparently. It's gonna be really fun, I think.
and in the end of the
Yes,
movie,
Zoya.
and at the
Hmm.
end of the movie, there was like a spider tracker, and it kept on saying like unknown, unknown, and then it went to like a different planet. So that is a really, it's like
Exciting.
yeah.
I'm
So
telling you, this multiverse is a very, very bad thing that's happened to storytellers because now you can just reopen multiple stories, anything that was resolved in a certain way. I mean, now we're no longer bound by what's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to give them credit, Marvel comics have like even the comics have always like played with this multiverse thing. It's a huge part of
Mm.
Marvel comics. There
Uh,
are different Spider-Mans.
No, I think
I
both.
read
Yeah, with Ned and MJ, it's unfinished because MJ has that little necklace at the end, and it's like if all of the memories and everything physical has been erased, how does she still have the necklace? So
Yeah.
that's so confusing. But yeah.
How's your
So the main
thing?
villain, Jean Grey,
Oh,
she's a
Mela.
telepath, right? And so I read one theory online where they say the reason that Ned was able to have that muscle memory and the reason that MJ like holds onto the necklace is because Jean has probably tampered with their memories when she had this large attack at the end that is trying to sort of defrost all those lost memories and bring it back. So then that leaves a loophole for the next film where it's, did that actually happen? Like, did Jean actually create some memories about Peter Parker in everybody's minds, or is it just like those two, or what? I
But
think
then
those loopholes are there.
wouldn't Jean's memory also been erased when Doctor Strange did that spell? How would she know what to do?
There we go, another loophole. So, like, why is it that
Oh,
selective people
because
are
Jean
like
didn't
the
know.
You know, I think the
Jean didn't know
chatters
Peter Parker.
around.
but I have
Jean didn't know Peter Parker.
Jean didn't know
oh,
Peter Parker. So when
Also,
Doctor Strange erased everyone's memory, that was like everyone who knows Peter Parker up until that point, their memory gets erased. But Jean knows about Peter Parker and everything after the spell.
and one more
No,
loophole.
but everyone knew about Peter Parker being Spider-Man because
Yeah, but
Mysterio had exposed
Peter
him.
Parker, Jean found out everything on her own separately, right?
But
Yeah, yeah.
one more loophole is that Hulk went to like the psych doctoring
Hmm.
thing. So I feel like he's gonna come back. And also, what happened to the villain? Wait, what was his name?
let's go.
Um,
Let's go. That's another hanging thing.
yeah,
The
yeah,
villain,
William
the
Met.
main villain, Metzger, never gets caught. Nothing ever happens to him. Somehow he disappears. So I think there's
That's
definitely
the
going to
thing
be
now.
another one.
So what happens then? Then
Yeah, but actually, Sia's
but they're
theory makes
making
a lot of
movies. They don't know how to make movies anymore. You have to kill
sense.
the villain or throw him in jail at the end.
I
Otherwise,
know.
picture baki hai.
So
Yeah.
I think that's what this is like a starting point where they're
Too
introducing, like
indulgent.
connecting
Yeah.
all the past lore to a new chapter for Spider-Man. So
Yeah.
now they're going to go deeper into his thing. And then they have the new Avengers like team that's come in and stuff like that. They're going to try and incorporate all of this. So it becomes really messy, which is why I feel like if you're not involved in it and not keeping up with
Mm.
it, it's not going to make much sense and
It's
it's
not
not
for
going
the
to have much
casual
of a
viewer.
meaning.
So
But
Yeah.
I'm just realizing that if they manage to create so much chatter and if everyone's discussing these nuances and guessing, I think they succeeded in what they were doing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's like
One question. So, throughout the movie, the villains kept on changing. Like there was always this one guy who just like he'd see a guy on the street and then he'd be like, "Oh, that's the villain." Then that's the villain. That's the villain. And then
No,
they,
no, no, Zoya.
I know. Wait, and then they suddenly snap back because obviously, Jean mind control them. But then I have one question: if Jean was mind controlling them this whole time, up at like when she had gone to the hospital medic, it seemed like someone was controlling her to control everyone because she apparently
They
she
were running tests on her.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're running tests on her.
they were running tests on her, so that way they were controlling her.
Kind of. But she snapped out of it.
only in
Yeah,
that
she's
scene
not
or throughout
actually
the
in.
movie?
So basically, she's not the real bad person.
She is. She is
Yeah,
like
the
a
real.
bad person, but she's like a vigilante thing where she's kind of bad, she's kind of good. It's
Yeah,
morally gray.
yeah,
The
like Frank.
real villain is Metzger.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, no, Sia's theory makes a lot of sense because if you guys think about when everything was frozen, I think MJ was the only one where she's crying as she's frozen. She's the only one who has any kind of movement. So that actually makes sense if the memories were being given back to like MJ and everything. So that's a really cool theory.
Wow, guys, thank you so much. This
yeah.
I have to say the smartest decision I've taken is having this discussion because this was so enjoyable, and even without obviously knowing all the guys, it's like just so nice to hear all the theories and all of that, and I didn't have to sit through 2.5 hours of whatever. But this was amazing. Thank you so much for this most wonderful review. All in all, I think our younger audiences are saying go ahead and watch it. Yes, yes. I'm saying, it's your life. Do what you want.
What was disappointing is we couldn't really take advantage of the weekend offer for popcorn.
Why?
We just got
Yeah,
one
no, I
weekend. We
agree.
went
It
after
was the
dinner, so
biggest
we all were full.
disappointment.
And we went in the interval, Daddy. I told you we should have
Yeah.
gone before.
No, but it was
So
the
the
biggest
two
disappointment.
big gripes are the audience wasn't raucous enough and y'all were too full.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So we
definitely.
went after dinner at Nagarjuna, which was amazing. If I were to review Nagarjuna meals
Bomb
and
dot com.
biryani, 10 on 10, too good. But
Yes.
this was awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Have a great weekend. We'll be back next week. Bye.
Bye.